Bernzilla and the Art of the EWI here with a first look at Addictive Synth, a great synth app to have on your iPad. I've got my iPad2 with Addictive Synth on it. I've got my Akai EWI4000s into iRig MIDI going right in to the iPad. Then I'm taking that audio out, actually using my Trainer K4 amp for the audio. Now let's get right to it. This is a great app to have, fun to play. It's very breath control friendly. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. This is how it comes up when you first launch the app. Breathy Flute happens to be the first patch, like most everything. If you try and play this right now, it just gives you some note-ons and whatnot. But it's very easy on Addictive Synth to get in and start assigning some breath. And we're going to go right to the control page right here. Here's your menu to choose the different pages. We're going to go to control. This is where you will spend the majority of your time in Addictive Synth. So now I play this, and like I said, I've got no breath control. I've got a little bit of control of the volume because they have some velocity on here. Now just look at these sections. You've got the LFO section right here. Here's your destinations here. Now these destinations in the envelope section here, here's your sources to modulate these. All of these with the dots aren't filled in yet, and the others have some things. But here's your destinations: cutoff, morph, pitch, level, and noise. So you go over here, and those correspond to these controls on this page. So let's go back to control, because one of the first things we want to get control of it is level, and there's a few ways to do that. First thing on this synth is I like to play the note and back this level down. To where I'm barely hearing it, and look how easy this is. Just tap that breath controller, turn this up so it's modulating that fully. Now I can still use more headroom. That's because look, here's our amplitude envelope right here. There's the ADSR. The labels are up here at the top. So now we will go and turn this sustain all the way up. See, now I have more headroom. I can even influence this more right here. So that's pretty good. I got some breath to go. Now that noise is on there is from the velocity. So let me change this to breath control right now and get that noise under control. We're going to back off what they have on there. Turn up our influence from the breath. Now, also, you can tell with this, maybe this has got too much release for me. I'm going to bring that down, and even the attack. Now, I keep my mod wheel under my glide strip so I can automatically see what's going on here. Okay, good. So that kind of brings in some highs. So let me get this assigned to the breath instead. That's good. And the other thing we like, of course, is okay. Enough of that. You can put it on the cutoff, breath control right there. That's pretty cool. Now it still has a lot of delay. The effects are right here. This is where you could turn those off. I'm just going to leave them on now. Save a little time. Oops, go back to control. Sorry. Now, another section that's important to us is, first of all, this has got way too much pitch bend. Here's your bend right here. It's kind of hard to see the number under my finger there. I want to get it down to 2 right there. And here's your section. Like right now it's in polyphonic, which I like to put sustain on my upper plate so I can do things like this. Okay, and we can turn this into mono legato with some glide very easily. there's all that influence in there. Now, if that delays a little bit, so let's just go over here to the effects and turn that off and just get some. There we go. Get back over here to the control. I found here too, you can actually put the amount of breath modulating the envelope. I actually like that the best. Now, let me show you a really fun trick I found in this to make some instant fun things. Let's go back over here to Wave. And this little button here called Detune, probably can't see it too clear. Got a good bit of glare on there, but sorry. So if I turn this up, this detunes the oscillators. Now let me turn this detune back off. I want to show you another cool thing. Once you have some breath control on a patch, you see these little dice? These are a pair of dice up here. It'll immediately just randomize all the two filters and the waves. It keeps your parameters on the control page, which is cool. So I just randomized that. Let's check out a few other patches to show you kind of this process and how you can go through it on something else. Let's check our list here. I'll try and find a solo thing, a lead, something like that. Oh, here's one right here, the solo. And there it is, loaded in. See what we got here. Might as well just go right to our control page. Alright, see you got your key, which is actually velocity on the level. I want to immediately change that to breath. See? And now immediately got breath control as best. Now again, see, this is one that's already on mono legato down here. I do need to get this pitch bend down because we only need usually 2 semitones. Now I want you to tell the breath control I have. I'm just going to hold a note and you'll hear pitch modulation using my bite sensor. So there's frequency modulation of my sound, and now here's amplitude modulation. I'm doing this with my breath. You hear it in there. Now, we can go into this and have fun assigning breath to some other things. I really don't want to put any noise on it. But let's just see if there's anything on the morph. You can turn the parameter. This is how you scale it with this parameter now. So let's modulate that with our breath. Isn't that cool? And you can dial in the amount. Same way we can kind of see what's on the cutoff. And assign my breath to the cutoff. Turn this out. This is the amount. It has like a plus and a negative 100%. Now see over here on these LFOs, my mod wheel's on the LFO, which is on my glide strip, so that gives me some modulation there. What's cool, if you look down here, here's a source where you can modulate every one of these. So imagine the possibilities there with assigning breath to this and have all different settings, different waves over here. And same thing with all of these envelopes. These you have to do individually, but imagine, you know, controlling all these different envelope settings for these with the amount of breath or some other control you're sending from your EWI. Watch the fun thing with this mod wheel. If I just change this sine wave, you know, to sample and hold here. Alright, so you can do a whole lot of experimentation with these. And of course with any patch, like we go back over here and roll the dice on this one a bit. Pretty cool stuff. Now let me show you just kind of a different patch that's fun to have some fun with breath control. I want to find, like, there's some sequence things down here a little further. Let's see. Oh, tribal. Sounds like it should be good. Let's see. Okay, so like this is a sequence thing. Like I just hit it. You know. Alright, so let's go with this from the aspect of the EWI. So let's look at some of the same things. We got our level set to velocity right here. I was wrong before when I said key, because key is the key scaling. Velocity would be your velocity. But let's change this level to breath control right away. That's cool. Now I can bring that level of that up and down. Let's see what else is going on here. Now they do have an XY pad on this down here. You really can't see it in the shot because I wasn't focusing on that, but you see it's assigned up here. So a lot of times you can just like play a note and go down. I like to play G's on the EWI and then just see what's going on with these knobs. So alright, so I see what that XY does and I realize, hey, I want to do some of this with my EWI, so let's do modulation wheel to the morph and breath control. I love the way you control arpeggiated things like this with your breath by bringing parts of it in and out. Now, you get the idea. And that one other trick I showed you, if you just take something like this and go back over here to the wave and detune this. yeah, do a lot with that. Now here's just I've been making some patches in this, and I just want to go out kind of jamming on a fun patch that I made, kind of a Breckerish chordal type of thing with a Bernzilla twist. Bernzilla and the Art of the EWI here, bringing you a first look at Addictive Synth. Man, I'm just scratching the surface on this thing, but there's a lot of fun and deep sound design you can do with it. I just scratched the surface, but just giving you an idea of how easy it is to assign breath control. You can check me out, BernieKennerson.com. I give lessons on all of this stuff on Skype all the time. Jazz EWI on Skype. Check out my music. It's all over the place. See you around. Peace.